The front differential oil change, you're going to need this Valvoline 80W90. You're going to want thread locker because it helps the disassembly, if you ever do it again, a lot easier. You're going to want washers, mallet. I have a torque wrench, ratchet, little extension, and then 10mm hex bit. And you're also going to want the fluid siphon pump. And I recommend getting tape or maybe running a paper clip through your oil to kind of hold the tube of the siphon on it because it likes to fall out a lot. All right, now we're working on the front differential. We're taking off the fill plug first. It might not leak. I had to jack up my car just because it's so low, there's no clearance in the front. So not making the same mistake I did on the back, so I'm just going straight to the torque wrench, put it on 50 foot/pound, and hopefully we can get this out, because the hex bits like to go in a little bit and they start coming right back out. So I'm just going to take my mallet, just give it a couple easy taps. Just to get it snug in there. You just need to tap a little bit. Whenever I get directly under the bolt, then it's easier to get it out. So now we're taking the bolt out. Okay, so now that we're under the bolt, the fill plug, I just loosened it up right there with the torque wrench, put on 50 foot/pound because I don't want to get stuck again like I did on the back. So now we're just going to loosen that up. Okay, so now that we loosened it with the torque wrench, we're coming in with the 10mm. I got it on an extension, and then I'm just going to take it out by hand. It might not leak because I have my car jacked up, and it's not. So now that we got that out, we're gonna take the drain plug out now. Same process on the drain plug that we did on the other side. We're gonna put the ratchet in it first, and then we're gonna beat it in a little bit, just because it's not worth stripping it out again. Well, it's not really gonna throw that trouble, that's what I should say. Alright, and we broke it loose again, thankfully. So it really helps when you beat it in with the mallet. And now, to get this out, all we're going to do is just tighten the bolt back in. Not obviously torque it back in, but we're tightening it back in. And then you can just slide the bit out like that. Now we're going to move the drain pan over, so when it comes out, it'll actually drain in the pan. Alright, now it's all come out. Like that. And now that we're on the drain, we're going to clean off our plugs. Okay, so all we're doing is cleaning these off. And I think whoever did this before me keeps putting dielectric grease on the magnet. Not sure why. If anybody knows why, could you let me know in the comments. Never seen that done before, or why. It's not electrical, or even if it's grease, I still don't understand. But anyways, just make sure we clean off the plugs really good, both of them. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of thread lock on it, just because it makes the disassembly easier next time I do it, or if I ever have to do it again. Okay, now we're putting our drain plug back in. Remember, if you're torquing it down with the torque wrench, to make sure it's 26 foot per pound. It's 26 to me. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do the hand pump really quick to siphon it out of the oil. So you get your oil that you're putting in the differential. You make sure the arrow is pointing towards the differential, because that's the way that the liquid is flowing. So to get it started, you put the tube in, make sure it's on the very bottom. You get your finger on the end. You got to plug this side of the tube. I can't do it right now because I don't have anybody to hold the phone for me, but you pull that out, put your finger on top just to plug the hole, and then you squeeze the bulb a couple times and you'll see it start to pass through. And then as the oil starts coming through the tube, you just put it right back in there, and then it'll gradually just start siphoning it into the differential. But what you want to do is hold the oil up above the level of the differential, and that'll make it go into there. You cannot hold it below the differential. You have to hold the bottle of oil above it. So I'll be probably laying here on my side, pumping this with one hand every now and then holding that with my other hand up a little bit high, and that's how you get it in there. And then once it starts streaming out at an even pace, then that's when you know that it's full. Also, when removing the siphon, make sure you hold both tubes upright like that so you're not getting oil all over the ground. And then I just flipped it over and dumped it in the oil pan. And then after you get the oil put in all the way, make sure you torque it back down to 26 foot per pound if you're using the torque wrench.